Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fabris. I'm an application development consultant working in developer relations group for Research in Motion. So basically, my role is to support all the developers across EMEA region, specifically in United Kingdom, Ireland, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, and Eastern Europe. So nice small region for me. How many of you developed a BlackBerry application? Can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, good. This is a good presentation for the rest of you then. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is why you should consider developing for the BlackBerry smartphones. And then I'm going to give you an overview of the BlackBerry platform, talk about different ways to develop applications for BlackBerry, so you can do Java development or web development. And you can also think about developing themes or creating themes for BlackBerry. So then when you learn how and what tools you have available to develop applications for BlackBerry, I'm going to talk how to create your application and how to make it a super app. Something that users will not delete after 1 day or 2 days, how your application can stand up and be very, very successful. Then I'm going to cover the services that we offer on our platform, and at the end, application deployment. So how do you deploy your applications, your super apps that you develop on BlackBerry? And I'm going to give you some resources at the end how to get started as well. So this is the statistics that people don't know. BlackBerry is #1 smartphone in North America. It's #1 smartphone in UK, it's #1 smartphone in lots of countries, Netherlands, across Europe, and we are the second #2 smartphone globally, So of all the smartphones there are, iPhones and Nokias and all them, this is what we are. So we are the 4th handset manufacturer in the world. This is not smartphone, this is the handset manufacturer in the world. So every quarter we add around 4.5, and this is up to the last quarter, we added 5 million new subscribers to our existing community. So last quarter, we shipped 12 million devices. The quarter before that, it was 10. The quarter before that, it was 9. So quarter on quarter, year on year, we are selling more and more devices, and the BlackBerries are becoming more popular. So this figure, 50 million subscribers, those are active subscribers that use BlackBerry Internet Service or for the consumers, or for enterprises, they use BlackBerry Enterprise Servers. So these are the people who actually use BlackBerry on a daily basis. And we shipped more than 150 million devices to date. So we are a global player. As you can see on this map, we have 565 BlackBerry carriers and our partners in 175 different countries, And even these countries that are marked green here and they don't sell BlackBerries, you can still use BlackBerries in those countries. So all the BlackBerry services or emails and stuff like that, it will still work in those countries, and we are working to get BlackBerry there as well. And this is the growth that I was telling you about. So each quarter, as the time goes on, we add more and more devices. So this is the history, So maybe 10 years ago, we released first BlackBerry devices, which were running on 2G, Mobitex networks and stuff like that. And over the years, they evolved, they got more powerful. We added a color screen, the network connections were faster, And we developed these applications to what we have today, 3G smartphones like the ones on the right here. So these are the latest BlackBerry smartphones. So we just released a BlackBerry Torch smartphone, 9800. I have one in my pocket. If you want, you can find me later and play with it. And this is the one which is running our latest operating system, BlackBerry 6. So, fragmentation. We have so many devices, so it doesn't help developers, And each device that we released pretty much had a newer, updated version of the software. So you have Bold 9000, that's running 4.6. The next phone we released, it had version 4.6.1 running on it, and so on. The good news is these are all backwards compatible. So if you write the application which works on old Perl phone running 4.2, you will be able to run the same application without modifications on all the devices that were released afterwards. So that's a good news. The problem is, obviously, the new devices, they have more features. And we add features because users and developers asked us to, So they say, it would be cool if BlackBerry do this and does that, So they ask us, can you add this feature? And we listen to them, and we add those features to the phones, and we will continue to do so. So if you have any ideas, any stuff like that, any feedback, please, you're more than free to contact me. Obviously, the problem is they are not backwards compatible. So if you write the application for 6.0, which will use all these additional APIs that we added in 6, that will not run on old phones. That's the little problem. The good news is all the devices from 4.6 to 5 can actually be upgraded to version 5, except that one in the corner, the Pearl Flip. And most of these will also be upgradable to 6 operating system quite soon. So the question that developers ask me across the EMEA region is, so what operating system should we target, Shall we go, how far back should we go, And this is BlackBerry subscribers by OS. And you can see that 38% of the subscribers use devices running 5.0 operating system. This is global picture. So in different countries, the situation is completely different, So if we recently moved into a certain market, then they will have more of the latest devices. They will not have all devices which are pre-4.5. And it all depends on who your customer is. So if you are targeting consumers, then you can see from the statistics from our app world that free applications, 61% of them are running 5.0. And for the paid applications on the right, 76% of all the downloads of paid applications were from devices running 5.0. The other significant segment is 4.6.1. And 4.6.1, if I go back, is our this device here, which is Curve 8520. And this device is best-selling prepaid phone in UK. So it's not a smartphone, it's a phone, which is quite amazing. And it comes with 4.6.1. That's why this huge percentage of users using 4.6.1 is on these two slides. If you are targeting enterprises, the situation is a little bit different. Enterprises, they don't upgrade their devices that often. So they have a huge percentage of all devices, still hanging around, and they don't want to do the upgrade or anything else. So in that case, in your specific customer, you can see what they have, what features they require, what the application has to do, and then you can say, yes, we can deliver that application on those older operating systems, or you suggest to the customer to upgrade some of their devices. So we have seen so far that obviously BlackBerry is a global player. We have high percentage of the market and so on. And if you want to start developing for BlackBerry, you have to understand one thing. And it's that, nice and simple. BlackBerry is not just a phone. It's not a device on its own, and that's it. That's the end of the story, okay? BlackBerry is a platform. So what makes this platform? Why are we unique? We have something that nobody else has. It's called the Network Operations Center, okay? So Network Operations Center, basically all the BlackBerry traffic goes through this. And there are 3 of them in the world. One is in UK, in Slough. So what does it do? Well, it keeps track of every single BlackBerry device, doesn't matter where you are in the world. And every single BlackBerry device has unique PIN number, like an IP address, but it's fixed. So it's a PIN number that this network operation center tracks. So it knows exactly on which carrier you are on, doesn't matter where in the world you are, and on which cell tower you are, okay? Which is good. On the right side, we have our enterprise environment. So this can be a bank or a local government office, NHS, police department, doesn't matter. And they have their internal systems. So they have their servers, which are their enterprise email, instant messaging, applications, and web servers. And they're all behind the firewall. They're all protected. You can't just go and log in. So what BlackBerry solution does for these guys is through the carrier networks and our network operation center, it basically connects through the firewall, through the using VPN into this infrastructure. So you're thinking, why should a bank allow this? Well, because we have the security, which is the best in the world, on the mobile phones. So all the data that BlackBerry devices send and all the data that comes from this side is encrypted with 256-bit encryption. So it doesn't matter that it goes through our infrastructure, it doesn't matter that it goes through carrier cell towers and so on, it's encrypted. We can't read it, carriers can't read it, nobody can read this data, So the data is encrypted on the phone and then decrypted on the server, and if the data goes other way around, same thing happens. And this network operations center it's basically a big router. So what it does, if you want to access some information, doesn't matter where in the world you are, you just say, I want to access this information from my enterprise server. It will connect you, link you, and you will be able to access that information. But it works other way around. So if we want to contact a specific BlackBerry, send them something like IT policy or application or an update or an email, that can be done because of this bit in the middle. So when we want to send the information to the specific BlackBerry device, we just say send this information to this PIN number. Network Operations Center will find it and it will deliver the information to the device that we want to. And this takes like less than a second, so it's quite good, quite advanced. For the consumers, on the bottom here, pretty much same thing works, So they use BlackBerry Internet Bundle to connect to Internet. And on the Internet, they can connect to the public email, instant messaging, and the public web servers. But since we know every single BlackBerry where they are in the world and their PIN number, you can also initialize push notifications from these public web servers to specific BlackBerry or groups of BlackBerry devices who subscribe for that service, which is, again, quite unique, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So the whole platform simplifies the development, deployment, and management of wireless applications. So I mentioned security and encryption. So that's what's fundamentally base of our product, So first we build security, and then on top of that we build everything else. Centralized management. Someone before me mentioned this, every single phone, BlackBerry phone, which is activated on BlackBerry Enterprise server, and there are 250,000 servers across the world, can be managed. So every single aspect of the BlackBerry device can be managed. So you can allow it to access the internet, allow it to access the camera, and you can wipe it if you want. So if I lose this phone now, I just call my IT department and say, wipe this device. Okay, they'll do that, and it's done wirelessly, so designed for wireless. I don't have to, come to the office and connect it to the server to do so. And then what I can do is, I have another BlackBerry, hopefully in this pocket if I don't lose it, okay? So I can say, can you transfer all my information now, because I lost this one, to this phone? And again, wirelessly, they can do that for me, and I get all my emails, all my SMSs, all my contacts back, so I'm up and running, in no time.